Hey, Lux community. Welcome to my Facebook Live. My name is Jennifer Dent Brown. I am a life and weight loss coach, and I help you lose the next 10 pounds without dieting. So, today I want to talk to you about losing the next 10 pounds when you feel like nothing is working. I remember clearly being crazily frustrated because I could follow a diet like nobody's business. I could follow the eating plan, make all the recipes, eat on time, exactly what the diet was telling me. I could do the workouts, everything. I was like super consistent because I was always excited to start something new. However, I would lose a couple of pounds and then nothing, right? Either I would stop losing the weight or the weight loss would slow down, or I would just get bored or find something else that looks more interesting. And I could never figure out why nothing worked. And I just felt like if I just kept trying the next diet, maybe that one will work. It's like when people are looking for the right job and the right fit, they keep jumping from company to company to company, to job to job to job to find something that fits. And that's what I was doing with diets. I was like looking for the next diet to see if that was the one, if that was the one. And after a while, it got really frustrating. I mean, I remember just being in flat out arguments with my then boyfriend about why these diets were stupid, why they didn't work, something was wrong with me. And I just felt terrible. I felt like something was wrong with me. And I remember going to my primary care physician on more than one occasion and saying, can you please test my thyroid? Because clearly there is something physically wrong with my body. And I stayed in that hopeless state of mind for God knows how long. And I would get excited. I would move out of being hopeless and move into like, oh, maybe it's possible when I found that next diet. But if it didn't work, same cycle, I would go right back into just feeling hopeless, like this is never going to work. I don't understand why this stupid 20 pounds just won't disappear. And feeling that way every day, every time you get dressed, every time you get ready to sit down to eat, every time you go out to eat and you're looking at the menu and feeling hopeless and like, it doesn't matter what I eat because I'm never going to be able to lose this weight anyway. It's terrible. It's a terrible way to feel. And it's a terrible way to go through your day. And it's just a very, very heavy feeling. And so today I was asking myself what I wanted to share with my community. And today I got the divine download to share with you that don't give up hope. It's okay that you're struggling right now because this is part of your journey. I mean, I can now look back on the decades that I spent struggling with my weight and recognize that it was all for my good because otherwise I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now and helping other women get out of this rut. So I wanted to share with you today, like, do not give up hope. There is a solution, and it took me decades to figure out what it was. And now I am passionate about helping you all recognize why you're struggling just to lose the next 10 pounds. I've seen a lot of women, I've talked to a lot of women who are able to lose a bunch of weight following a low carb or a keto eating program, and then they plateau. It just stops and they don't understand what's happening and they get frustrated, and all of a sudden all of those carbs start looking really, really good. And then you have a piece of cake, and the next thing you know, you're eating a donut. And then the next thing you know, you're eating a sandwich. And then the weight starts to come back on. And I want to stop you, right? Because I want you to become aware of this pattern and the reason why you're feeling so hopeless. So one of the things that I teach my Luxe ladies, my clients, is the 3 stages of belief when it comes to weight loss. And for those of you who are in that hopeless state, you are just thinking that it's not going to happen. This weight loss thing is not for you. This is just ridiculously hard and there's nothing that you can do. And that is the place that you don't want to be, right? That is the place where You keep having those thoughts, and it's harder and harder and harder to dig yourself out. So what I teach my clients and what I want to teach and share with you today, right now, is that we want to move ourselves out of that stage one of belief, which is impossibility, and move into the next stage of belief, which is just possibility. Is it possible? Can you see yourself possibly losing a couple of pounds? And you should say yes, because if you've already been able to lose the weight, you already know that you have the ability to lose weight. So it's not your physical self that something is wrong with you, it's something else. And what I teach my clients is like, look, we need to go inside. I know that sounds all like woo-woo, but we really do need to check our thoughts. And this is where the life coaching component comes in, because when you are, I always say your weight is just a physical manifestation of everything that's not going right in your life. And for those of us who are emotional eaters and don't know how to deal with those emotions, don't know how to deal with certain stresses in our lives, we turn to food because food is easy, food is plentiful, and food feels good. And it's a lovely distraction from real life. And as a life coach, I work with my clients to help them figure out, what are they thinking? What are they believing? What are their core beliefs that are keeping them in this certain place, that are keeping them in this certain weight? So in order for you to move from, as I talked about earlier, stage one to stage two, we need to check your brain. We need to check your mindset. You in stage one is your brain that is really, really good at keeping you at your current weight. So just say, for example, you're 175 pounds and you want to lose 10 pounds and get to 165. Right now, you're an expert at being 175 pounds. You know exactly what to do to keep yourself at 175 pounds. And you feel like it's impossible for you to get to 165 pounds, right? Because you don't have the current thought process, you don't have the current beliefs to make that happen. And I know we think it's just like, I just need to walk more. I just need to drink more water. I need to get to the gym more often. And we think it's all of these actions and things that we're not doing. Like, if we could just do this a little bit more, the weight would come off. If I could just stick to my low carb program a little bit longer, or if I could just count enough macros consistently enough, the weight would come off. And I'm here to tell you that you're barking up the wrong tree. And that is going to keep you in that stage one of belief, which is impossibility. I want to move you to possibility again. And so again, that's looking at your mindset, looking at your thoughts and your beliefs, and what do you need to think to become the woman who weighs, in the example, 165 pounds. Right? We want to just take that brain of 175 pounds and just mold it and shape it and begin to think like a woman who weighs 165 pounds or 10 pounds less than where you are today. And when you can begin to do that, you will all of a sudden feel like, oh, the heavens are opening up. The angels are singing, the sunlight is shining again, and you feel like, wow, it really is possible for me to begin to lose weight again. And it's not because you're doing all of the things. It's not because you're getting up super early and you hired a trainer and you're going to the gym and you're doing all this and you're drinking more water. All that is fine, but that is not going to be the main reason that you lose the next 10 pounds and keep it off. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. So if you feel like this next 10 pounds, next 20 pounds, next 30 pounds for you is hopeless, I want to give you hope, right? It's not your physical self. It is simply the way that you think. You are an expert at thinking and doing exactly what you need to do to keep you at your current weight. What I want to teach you is how to begin to think like a woman who is your goal weight. So here is what I want you to begin doing every day, starting right now. I want you to begin to think like the woman who weighs your goal weight. So the next time, or your next meal, you're about to sit down and you're about to eat what you normally eat, I want you to pause and ask yourself a question and say, okay, what would I do if I weighed 100 and, say, for example, 65 pounds, right? If that's your goal weight, what would I do? And then maybe you'd be like, oh, maybe I will only take one ladle of salad dressing instead of two. Or maybe I will not drink the soda and grab a bottle of water, right? Or maybe I will eat half of this now, pack up the rest of it later, spend the rest of my lunch hour taking a walk, and then I'll eat the rest of it later, right? You need to begin to think like the woman who weighs your goal weight. And then guess what will happen? Eventually, you start making these decisions, these small decisions consistently over time, you will begin to see the weight come off. It's like magic, okay? So this is your homework. Starting your next meal, just begin to start thinking like the woman who weighs your goal weight, and ask yourself and say, hey, I want to weigh 20 pounds less than what I do right now. What would she do in this situation, right? She's going into Chick-fil-A, and normally you get the chicken club sandwich with the large waffle fries and the milkshake, right? That's your normal Chick-fil-A meal. But that normal Chick-fil-A meal is part of the reason why you're your current weight. So when you go into Chick-fil-A, and I'm not saying don't go to Chick-fil-A, like, hey, everybody needs a Chick-fil-A day every once in a while. But when you walk into the Chick-fil-A, I want you to ask yourself, instead of getting what you normally get, ask yourself like, hey, what would me who weighs 20 pounds less, what would she get? And just be curious. Just think about it and have some fun with it and say, oh, maybe she'll get the little fruit salad thingy instead of the large fries. Or maybe she'll get the small fries and get the side salad instead, right? Just make a different decision than the ones that you usually make and see what happens. Now, you got to be consistent with it. You can't just do it once and be like, oh, I did it. Jennifer said I was going to lose some weight and it didn't work. No, my dear, you have got to be consistent with it. And this is where I really help my clients, because they struggle with consistency and I keep them accountable. So if you know that consistency and accountability is one of your issues, then we need to definitely talk. So send me a PM. But as I close up this weekly training, if there are any questions, you can go ahead and type them in. If you're watching the replay, just type a replay so that I know that you were here, and type in your questions for me and I'll come back and answer them. But what I want you to, lost my train of thought. Oh, what I wanted to offer you was, it's the holidays, right? The holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving is next week. And this is the time of year where lots of us like to pick up a few pounds because we don't really have a plan. The only plan that most Americans have this time of year is to eat whatever they want, drink whatever they want, and gain a couple pounds and figure I'll just deal with that in January. Well, I have created a video series. Of course it's digital, it's a video, duh. 5-part video series that addresses all of your holiday challenges, actually the most popular holiday challenges, and how you can overcome them with my 3-step process. It's free, and I'm going to put the link so you can go and download it and access it and watch the videos at your leisure. I pray that one of those videos will speak to you, it will click in your head, and it's something that you can begin to implement immediately. So that is my holiday gift to you. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a Luxe day, and I am here as your life and weight loss coach. Bye.